McSally, the great state of Arizona, longtime friend of mine, first female combat pilot in the history of the American military, and of course, Senator McSally fighting for Arizona every day. Good morning, Senator. Good to have you.
Good morning, Hugh. I hope you're well.
I am. I spent last week with Secretary Pompeo at the Nixon Library. He gave a throwdown speech on the People's Republic of China, and that was long overdue. I just talked to Jonathan Ward about China. China is now the issue in the Arizona Senate race because Mark Kelly, your opponent, has got ties to the PRC. Would you explain what those are and why they are an issue?
They are a huge issue. Look, I'm standing up to China, holding them accountable for the coronavirus and leading efforts to bring our manufacturing home and disentangle us from China. At the same time, my opponent, Mark Kelly, has investments in Chinese companies, and he's got Chinese companies that are associated with the Chinese government who invested in a company that he co-founded. So the financial entanglements are real. He was over in China on another money-making scheme to peddle a pyramid scheme over there, came out on stage on a motorcycle with a Chinese flag on the back. Look, people can make a buck, but this is going to be a consequential question in 97 days, Hugh.
Oh,
People are
I
voting in
think it's
72 days in
huge.
Arizona.
I think it's huge because China has become the issue of this campaign because the virus
Yes.
came from China. But is the media in Arizona paying attention to this? Because I know it's overwhelmingly left wing. Are they throwing the light on him that needs to be thrown?
Of course they're not. I mean, you know how they are. Of course they're not. So we've got to get our message out ourselves and make sure the voters are aware. Look, I've been dealing with national security my entire life. This is the geopolitical threat of this generation going forward. Standing up to China, ensuring that they do not replace us and dominate the world. And my opponent is entangled with them financially. So this is a significant issue in addition to, of course, the other crazy radical left-wing policies that will be instituted if Schumer's in charge. And I'm standing on the wall to make sure that doesn't happen. But no, the media sucks, and they're not getting the word out, so we got to do it ourselves. So thanks for talking about it.
Well, remind me, I did not know the details of the motorcycle deal. Doing pyramid scheme in China with the American, what the Chinese flag. What was that about? I have not heard that
So
until this moment.
again, he's got multiple Chinese financial entanglements, but one of them was he was over there peddling a pyramid scheme, selling vitamins. And as they introduced him, I'll send you the link. You can put it out on your social media. This whole Chinese video talking about Mark Kelly, and then he comes out on stage on a motorcycle with a Chinese flag on the back. It's been in many of our TV ads so far. I only fly
So,
the American flag, Hugh.
yeah, do you think the race has closed up to dead even now?
It is. It definitely is. Don't believe the nonsense out there. We've had millions of dollars of attacks. We are dead even. Arizona is right of center. The president is dead even. I am what's standing in the way of making sure that Chuck Schumer is not in charge. But millions are being poured into my opponent. Make no mistake, from the left coast and the east coast, and all the liberals who want to see the socialist radical left policies coming into force in America. And we need to stop that from happening. And we are in a dead even race, which is structurally in our favor. You know that, Hugh. Arizona's right of center. They're not
I,
for all this crazy stuff on the
I
left.
do know that Act Blue is dousing Mark Kelly with money. I just tweeted out your campaign website. How is the money race, and do you need small contributions?
We absolutely do. Thank you. It's McSallyForSenate.com. Look, I raised $9 million last quarter, more than any other senator except for Mitch McConnell. As a year and a half senator, that's a really big deal. But my opponent raised $12.8 million. He's got $21 million cash on hand. Money is pouring in because they know they need Biden, Schumer, and Pelosi in charge. To jam their radical agenda down our throats. And Mark Kelly is one of their keys. So we got to stop that from happening. We need fuel in the fuel tank for the mission. It's a dead heat battleground race, but I'd really appreciate people giving what they can. It's rounding error compared to how your taxes are going to be raised if Schumer and Pelosi and Biden are in charge.
I want to close in the last minute. Mark Kelly's been on my show before because he is very much against the private ownership of weapons on the Second Amendment protected scale that we have. I think he'll let you have a 22. What is that issue arise? I mean, Arizona's a gun state. How big is that
It
issue
is.
in your campaign?
we care about the Second Amendment in Arizona, and that's across the political spectrum. And make no mistake, that's also what is at stake here with this election, with my opponent, but then also if Schumer gets the Senate and Beto O'Rourke and others are coming after your Second Amendment rights. And I think people are more mindful than that with the unrest and the riots and the defunding the police movement. We've seen gun sales go up, especially suburban moms, first-time gun buyers, and people realize that these are their constitutional rights. So this is also a consequential issue in our race.
You know, Senator McSally, you have to win this. I
Yes.
say that because it's the Senate. If Biden wins and Chuck, people have no idea. They'll break the
No.
filibuster. They will expand the Supreme Court. It
Yep.
will be a different America.
They'll make D.C. and Puerto Rico a state. You'll get 4 new Democrat senators. We'll never get the Senate back again, and they will ram through their radical agenda in their first year, and it'll make Obama look like a conservative. This is the tipping point. We have 97 days, everybody. We got to put it all out on the field to protect and save our freedoms. I'm standing on that wall. Stand with me. I know you do, Hugh.
McSally for Senate.com. Thank you, Senator. Keep fighting. I'll be back tomorrow, America. You really got to go tell people. This election is we're going to tip over to the left in a way that will not be reclaimable.